What's good, YouTube? Hitman X. Make sure I hit that like, hit that sub, show your boy some love. Real quick video. I want to get my thoughts on the Phoenix Suns midway through the season. Exceeding expectations. Against all odds, a lot of people disrespected the Phoenix Suns coming into the season, saying that we would be a top 6 team. They didn't want to say top 5. They was just so petty. They had to say top 6. And for us so far to be top 2, I think not too many people seen that coming, outside of maybe delusional Suns fans, as y'all will call them, right? Y'all will call people like myself delusional for saying we're a top 5 team at the very least, right? Yet you see the Phoenix Suns as it stands, top 2. But like I said, it is what it is. It's neither here or there, right? So far throughout the season, I feel like the Phoenix Suns have a lot of improvement to do, right? We know early on in the season, we had the turnover bug. I feel like they cleaned that up a little bit, but here and there throughout games, you'll see that turnover issue pop up again. And I feel like that needs to be cleaned up, but it's not that big of a deal because we make up for it with our defense. So we create a lot of turnovers as well. So we can't get into the habit. My thing is we can't create bad habits, especially going into the playoffs. We have to clean that up now. That's what the regular season is for. You clean up all the little minor things, the minor mistakes, whatever we're doing. And that way you position yourself better in the playoffs. And I feel like the Phoenix Suns are on track to do that. I'm not really worried about the turnovers. The interior defense has been an issue all season. I don't feel like this is our finished product as far as our roster. That's somewhere we can improve, especially that interior defense. Not too many options out there that I would like, though. I know Andre Drummond has been floating around. I don't feel like that's a logical option for Phoenix. I thought Nerlens Noel would be a good option for Phoenix, but the way the New York Knicks is playing, I don't see him on the market. I'm not even sure how he's looking this year, but that's somebody I was really eyeballing as a great pickup off the bench, right? If we could steal him, find a way to go get him, I figured that'd be a great pickup off the bench, but I don't think New York's going to come up off of him. It'd be nice if Jalen Smith can get some minutes and accelerate his process of development. That'd be beautiful. I would love to see that happen. But, he's a rookie. I'm not going to come down too hard on him. Either way it goes, I'm comfortable with my roster going forward, at least competing, right? I'm not mad at the Phoenix Suns the way we're constructed. And I don't feel like it's time to panic. Like I said, anytime you're at the top of the West, I don't feel like you should be panicking, right? Anytime you're at the top of the league at anything, you should not be panicking. You should not be going, oh, we need to do this. We need to make this trade. You got to hold these players accountable and make them perform well, right? You got to expect these players like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Why aren't there? You got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Patrick Beverly on the same team. Why aren't they the top defensive team in the league right now? They should be the best defense in the league right now. But instead, you got teams like the New York Knicks that are leaps and bounds better than them defensively. It's all a philosophy. It's a mindset, It's a mindset. Tom Thibodeau would have been a godsend for the Los Angeles Clippers had they signed him instead of, Ty Lue. But I said that's neither here or there. It's not a Los Angeles Clippers video. It's a Phoenix Suns video. So another thing I wanted to touch on was this whole MVP and who's the most important player on this team. I feel like casual fans use those type of tactics, those type of conversation points when it pertains to the Phoenix Suns to try to be divisive, right? They try to paint narratives against the Phoenix Suns and players like Devin Booker that, oh, you needed a Chris Paul to be in the position that you're in. And I disagree with that heavily, right? I've always been firm on my stance that Chris Paul came to Phoenix because of Devin Booker. Why? Because he said it out of his own damn mouth. Chris Paul said he came to Phoenix because of Devin Booker, right? Not the other way around. Devin Booker didn't pick up his phone calling Chris Paul, saying, oh, come play with me in Phoenix. Like a lot of these players do, right? Like Kevin Durant, LeBron James do, right? Calling players, recruiting players. Devin Booker didn't do that. right? He signed an extension with the Phoenix Suns when we were the worst team in the West, in the NBA. We was one of the worst teams in the NBA. Devin Booker signed a supermax with the Phoenix Suns. Well, not a supermax, but y'all get what I'm saying. If that's not dedication, if that's not commitment, I don't know what is. Chris Paul seen that, right? He seen us going 8-0 in the bubble and barely missing out on the playoffs and said, you know what? I can see a future in this team. Let me play there. And for him to be at his accelerated age, to pick a team like Phoenix instead of the Lakers, where he could get an easier ring, or maybe the Clippers, who I feel like he fits that team more. He fits their need, because they need a point guard. And if he would have went there, that would have been an easier path to the championship, in my opinion. He said, no, I'm coming to Phoenix because they have what it takes to win a championship, right? For him to be at his twilight years and to come to Phoenix, that lets me know he sees something deeper than the casual fan may see. So this whole notion that we need Chris Paul, I do agree we do need Chris Paul, as every other team needs great players to be successful. But let's not act like Chris Paul is the bottom line of the Phoenix Suns, or is the franchise player of the Phoenix Suns, because that's clearly Devin Booker. Anybody who knows anything about Phoenix Suns basketball knows that Devin Booker is the Phoenix Suns right now, right? We can't take anything away from him. And y'all know I've been heavily critical of Devin Booker, but we got to call a spade a spade. Even on a bad year, right? On an off year, he still finds a way to average 24 points. Let's just say 25, because it's like 24.9, right? 46% from the field, 36% from the 3-point line, 85% from the free throw line on a bad year. He's shooting one of his worst field goal percentages from the free throw line, and he's still over 85%. And this is a bad year I'm talking about, y'all. Meanwhile, you got players like Jason Tatum getting voted into an All-Star game, averaging similar numbers on worse shooting splits, right? But y'all wouldn't dare say, oh, he needs Kemba Walker, or he needs Jaylen Brown, who's also averaging similar numbers to Jason Tatum. Y'all wouldn't dare say, oh, he needs those players to be great, especially seeing how they're barely over 500. So let's calm that narrative down, because I don't like, one thing about me, I don't do narratives, I do facts, right? The facts of the matter is Devin Booker is the best player on this team. Chris Paul is the most valuable player on this team. And it's not a team full of role players. Let's cut that narrative out too. You got Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, right? I've always been on record saying, with them two on the court, you're not going to be able to run that pick and roll on us. That pick and roll nonsense doesn't work on it. Only team that's been able to exploit us on a consistent basis was the Brooklyn Nets with James Harden. That was one game I was like, okay, now we got to start double teaming, right? We got to find a way to get the ball out of James Harden's hand, because he abused DeAndre Ayton. But you're not going to say, oh, DeAndre Ayton is a liability on defense. And we already know what Mikal Bridges can bring, right? Cam Johnson coming off the bench. Jay Crowder, right? Let me not forget him, right? We have so many players, and we're so versatile. I can't see us losing in the first round like a lot of people projected, right? And I can't say, oh, Chris Paul is the only reason that we're successful right now, right? Is he a big piece to that? Yes, he is. But there's also players on this team that play their role as well in our success. That's all I'm saying. So let's cut that narrative. Let's cut that cap. A lot of y'all out here capping, and it's clear as day that y'all ain't watched more than 2 games from the Phoenix Suns. And it's sad because we've had multiple games on national TV, right? We've had multiple games on national TV. And if you're watching the Phoenix Suns and you're coming up with the assessment that Chris Paul is the best player on this team, you got to shut your channel down. As my boy True the King would say, shut your channel down. Period, point blank. But Hitman Next, that's all I got. This video been long enough, man. Hit that comment section. Let me know how you feel about this one. I'm out of here.